Hello everyone and welcome to Drivenmad. Now in today's video, another exciting L200 upgrade. I am changing the throttle body gaskets. Now on the K74 of this style, you can see that these are it's a triangle style bolt setup. Now online I can only find them as a square, so this has been a hard set for me to find. I'll insert the picture, it was on the thumbnail, but of the part number for these, if you're looking for the Mitsubishi bits. If you've got a local dealer, go and get them from Mitsubishi themselves because they're actually really efficient. That's out here in Portugal. We got these within a week. So these were really efficient and easy to get because online they're not. So we're going to install these. If we move in and have a little look, you can see the intercooler comes off and goes straight in here to the throttle body. Now we've got two sensors on there, so we're going to be taking them off. And of course the gaskets go one here and one below here. So at the moment you can see that is oily. It's leaking oil down, it's running past the EGR cooler here and leaking onto my exhaust manifold, which is really hot, so the oil's burning and it stinks. So this is a well needed upgrade, and we'll crack on by disconnecting the battery. That's the first thing we're going to do. Right, so on my L200, the batteries are, this is a negative size 13 and a size 10, so we'll get this off as well. So there we go. Right, now just to give ourselves a bit more access, I'm going to undo the hose for the intercooler. So mine's a size 10, so I'll take that off there, and I'm going to take it off the intercooler as well to complete. There we go, that's off there. So now we've got a bit more access. If you want, take a photo of how it comes apart, just in case you forget, but I have done this before, so I do know. These are size 12s on here, the three on the top. I'm just gonna crank them a little bit loose to start with. Make sure they're all ready to come off. There we go. There we go, they're loose. And now sensor wise, we've got a boost pressure sensor here, and we've got an intake sensor here. So to save me unplugging this connector, these are a bit awkward, I'm just going to actually unbolt it completely itself, which is a size 8mm, two size 8mm on the top. So these are little bolts that go through the sensor. Right, so I'll put them over here. So you see there, they just come off. And now that sensor's got a little vacuum line attached to it, but it's not interfering, so we'll just leave that sitting out the way. And this one should just be a pinch and a wiggle. There we go, he's wiggled off. What fell out of him then? Something just fell out of that. What was it? Prongs, both the prongs. Oh, I don't know what fell out of it. Oh, there's a bit of a rubber gasket there, but that's still in there. So I don't know what fell out of there.
Can't see anything.
Well, we'll have to ignore it. Right, so now we're going to continue by undoing the three size 12s. Now, since we've slackened them off, they're ready to come out. Now, when you put this back together, remember there is a ground on this one. So also try not to lose the crush washers or anything. You see we got crush washer on there, and that's the earth. There we go. And there's a little bracket that goes on this one for the wiring harness, so we'll have to remember to put that back on as well when we get to it. The final part before we take it off is this little vacuum line right here. So that's got to come off, but they're quite tough. So I'll take him off, you can see there. Hey, there we go. Right, so that should be the throttle body off now. Being careful not to drop anything down the intake. Right, should we have a little look in there with the viewers? There's my viewer. There's my intake there. Okay. Oh, just going to pop a bit of tissue in there for now, just in case things fall or I drop anything else. So now we've got to clean up the mating surfaces here. You can see I put a little bit of gunk on previously, so we've got to clean all that off and make sure it's nice and flat. I'll probably use a little bit of Scotch pad or something just to clean that up with, and do that on all the surfaces, and mount it back on.
One hand.
I'm going to show a bit of my cleaning. Alright, so on here I'm using a little bit of carb cleaner. Well, this one's actually valve cleaner, but they're pretty much nigh on the same stuff. Just to get off all the carbon deposits. This stuff does a really good job of cleaning up carbon. So you can see there, look, it all scrubs off. So it's a good thing to do once in a while, just clean everything up. So that there is one clean throttle body. Alright, now on this one, just a little bit more, just on the tops. That's definitely done the job. Right then, so of course I'm going to take out the bit of paper, don't want to put it all back together with that in there. We've cleaned up all the surfaces to go on, and we've got the two new gaskets here. So I'm going to put this one on ready, and you can see here they've got these little ridges that compress down, so that's probably why they're a one-time use gasket. So you see they crush this little ridge, so we're going to lay that on best we can, like so.
Ridge up or ridge down?
I'm going to go ridge up, so it crushes it down. That's my thought. As long as it gets crushed, I think we won't have an issue. And then over here, I'm going to put on the new gasket with the top. Now make sure to get that the right way round. So yeah, I'm going to leave him for a second. Get this one through. 1, 2, and number 3. There we go. And that will go on top of there, like so. Like that. There we go. So that's now in its orientation like that. So now what we'll do is plonk that over this one. So I'll take them out one at a time so it stays in line, but we got this little bracket here that holds the wiring harness in. Of course, we've got the ground as well here, which we're going to put on.
Now you can say Bosch.
Bosch. A Bosch!
Torque wrench.
Torque wrench. God, I couldn't get that word escaped my head completely. I had no idea. I was looking at it thinking, what is that?
I'm the one who should have Alzheimer's.
Torque wrench. I'm going to get my torque wrench and I'm going to start just gently tightening them all up. That is 15 Newton meters, which is not much at all. So that's that on. The sensor that we unbolted earlier and unplugged, so we'll plug that one back in, like that. We're on, and we'll put these tiny little size 8s back in this sensor here. Try not to drop them.
Unless something did fall out earlier, we've never found it.
Nope. Not much. There we go. We've got to put the vacuum line back on that goes onto the throttle body itself, which just slips on nice and easy. There we are. There you go, look, that one just goes back on. And that's our lot. Connect this pipe up and we are done. Pop him back on. There we go. There we go. So what's the plan now? Outro?
I'm waiting for it.
Oh, you're waiting for it? Okay. Right then, we're going to start him up. I've just hooked up the battery, so we're ready to roll. And we'll just check that everything's good. So let's start off outside and see what it sounds. Right then, the throttle body seems to have been a success. We've been around the block and warmed up the engine, and you can see there it's still dry as a bone. So I'm happy with that little job. That will hopefully not leak onto the exhaust manifold anymore and stink the whole car out when I'm driving. So that's a good little upgrade. And like I said, if you're struggling to find them, the part number is there on that photo and head down to your Mitsubishi dealer and get them. Because they only, what did they cost us? €13 each, were they?
Something like that.
Something like that, so not bad. And obviously you don't want oil dripping on your exhaust. So good little fix there.
They were very hard to find.
They were very hard to find. So good little fix, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.
One day I'll change all of my wicked ways.